Hey guys, it's Davosity and we're back with Train. So, last episode on the second episode, I got the bad ending, but, well, unbeknownst to you guys, I already beat this game and I got the good ending, but all my fraps footage or whatever was lost. So, yay! This is like probably the 10th time I'm playing this game, so I don't even know. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys everything in the game, everything you can interact with, everything you can use, whatever, but this is going to be a speed run and kind of a walkthrough on how to get the perfect ending. And if you want to get the bad ending, just do everything opposite of what I'm doing. So yeah, but you guys have already seen me get the bad ending anyway. And there's only 2 endings in the game because I've beaten this game every which way, and you only get 2 endings, good or bad. So let's do this. Let's play this game. I'm gonna try it. Like I might skip ahead if some parts are boring or it gets dull or whatever, but yeah, I'm gonna try to beat this game in under 30 minutes. The video might be even less than that because I'm gonna cut through all the stuff that you guys haven't seen, or at least nothing. If something's like not really pertinent to what I'm trying to explain, then I'm not even gonna bother with it. So. And actually, like, I know I told you guys before that there's a bunch of things that you can interact with, and the main things, like, you can interact with this, and plays that song. And there's a little bit of significance to that song, actually, but I'll get back to that at a later time. So we checked. Don't you freaking glitch on me, game! Don't you dare glitch on me. So we gotta check the game or check the lock so that we can get the lock pick like last time. But I'm gonna do something different because I've only seen one other YouTuber do this. I think Megamix did this, but I haven't seen any other YouTubers. Well, I haven't watched too many playthroughs on this game. But what I missed was, after you take the lock off with the lock pick, the lock actually drops on the floor, but you can pick it back up. And you need to have the lock in your possession for something else, in order to do something else. So you won't be able to do something without it. So we already played with that bike, and we'll just get the ball, take the ball with us. Well, we can't take it all the way. And we go to the first dream sequence. When I think I showed you guys everything in this dream sequence. Like, there's really nothing in here. Like, you interact with you interact with this letter, and you can interact with the doll. But just like the doll, there's a bunch of things in the game that you can interact with that are not marked with X's, and some of them are kind of important. Well, I don't know how important they are to the story, but they do let you do extra interesting things. So I will point those out to you guys when we get to them. Wait, go back. Okay, we're going to go back, take the ball with us. What else was I going to say? Yeah, okay, I'll show you guys that later. There's a panel that we can interact with, but I don't really know what it's for. Come on. I've also found out if at any point if you touch this ghost girl, she will kill you. Like, even if you get too close to her, when she first stands up and screams at you, you'll pass out. So you just be sure to avoid touching her at all costs. At least until you give her the ball. So we're not going to head forward just yet. After we do that, if you go back here, you can open this panel, and it says it's an electric box, and some of the contacts are broke. But if you touch it, there's a spark, but nothing really happens. And I haven't been able to find anything to put in the electric box or anything to use to fix it. And yes, I did try to go back to the toolbox where we got the lockpick, and it doesn't allow you to go back that far because the door before the toolbox is locked after you go this far on the train. So I'm gonna try to get out of my... Don't get... Aw, you stupid kid, he didn't move fast enough. So I'm going to try not to get junked the second time. Okay. So after you go through there, if you have the lock, you are able to reattach it to this door and lock it so that once you get in the room, instead of getting attacked by the ghost like I always do before, or always did before, they get stuck behind the door. So the only other YouTuber I've seen figure that out was Mangaminx. So, and they don't really do anything. You can't interact with them or anything, but you do get a close-up look at them, and they do look kind of creepy. So, and their eyes seem to be bleeding or crying something. I don't know. So we can interact with the guitar, and same old thing. You pick up the book, and the key falls out. Get out of my way. Get the key. You can interact with this, blah, blah, blah. Read that, and you exit. Come on, hurry up. Okay. And it takes us to a second. This is the second dream sequence? I think it's the second. Now, originally, I didn't think that we could interact with anything in this. Like, you just have to sit here and listen to, you know, the domestic violence going on. But you can actually straighten out this portrait in the hallway. Again, I don't know if that has any significant change to anything in the story. Probably not, but you can interact with it. So, I really don't... the only significant changes in the story that I've seen... We don't even have to stay here. We could just go. I don't want to listen to that garbage anyway. So, the only significant change, at least in terms of the ending, is how you help people in the game. So your first instance would be saving the girl in the subway. Second would be stopping your robbery partner from shooting at the cops, and the third is the cab ride, I think, is pulling your passenger from the cab. If you save people in those three instances, you should get the good ending, no matter what else you do. But I'm going to show you all the extra stuff on top of it. So we're going to go through here, and this is obviously this is the mannequin part in the game. A lot of people are put off by the mannequins, but I've had to go through this so many times. I'm going to show you guys a quick way to get through this. Now, there is something to this, though. In the mannequin area and in the subway, there is a tendency for the weapons that you need to progress to spawn in different areas. So usually, yeah, you notice how the mallet is not there. Like, usually the mallet spawns right in this corner, but it's not located there. So if the mallet doesn't spawn there, you have to get it from another spot in this room. And I have a hard time remembering where that is. But it is in this room, so I have to kind of search for it. Alright, out of my way, dude. But you can kind of search for the mallet even with your eyes closed. I think I'm stuck. Okay. Nope, I'm back at the door. Okay, so they're kind of... The three of them are kind of blocking me from going forward. So let's go this way. The mallet is in this room, guaranteed, but I just don't remember... Okay, there it is. So, I thought it spawned in that area, so if it doesn't spawn up against the next couch, it'll spawn in that other area. But what you can do is you can attack them with your eyes closed. You just wait for them to kind of slide into view. Like, you can still see them at the bottom of the screen with your eyes closed. And you can aim at them with the mallet. And as soon as you put down the mallet, as soon as you drop the mallet, you know the fight's over and all the mannequin heads are dead. So you can fight them without taking any damage at all. Let's see. And if you guys are wondering why I'm sweating like a stuck pig, I can't run. It's pretty hot today, at least where I'm at, and I can't. All I have is there's no AC where I'm at, so it's a little hot. I have some fans I can use, but it screws up the audio if I use them. So anyway, another thing is you can get through this doorway with only one mannequin out of the way, but you can grab the other head. I don't know why I didn't do it before, but I think I was having problems with the game glitching, and but you can grab the other mannequin head and activate the other mannequin. So I'll show that to you because I didn't show that to you guys last time. So the other mannequin just kind of slouches over off to the side, and that lets you get through the door. Again, I don't know how many mannequins. I don't think that has any effect on the ending of the game at all, like which mannequin you activate or how many you activate. I don't think it has an effect on the story at all. Now, this part of the game, I do have a theory about it. It's just a guess. This is not, this is not canon. This is not a part of the story, but I'm just saying that this guy has almost exactly the same guitar that the main character has when he's locked in the prison cell, and the same guitar you run into on the train. So I'm thinking that this is you. This is the main character. Like maybe you were homeless at this stage of your life or whatever, but this is some kind of past memory, and you were just singing for money in the subway, and you happened to notice this lady get taken advantage of, and maybe you didn't do anything, because this guy just sits there not doing anything, and maybe in your past you didn't do anything, but now that you're reliving it, you decide to do something. But then again, you can decide to do something or not do something. That's up to you. But we're going for the perfect game here, so I'm about to clock you on the head, dude. What's up? What's up? Ooh, yeah, that's right. I still like that part. I still like that part. So, we take care of that guy, and then we rescue the girl. And then we do the whole club thing, like always. So yeah, I do kind of think that maybe, possibly, that every sequence in the train is you reliving your life and reliving the good moments, and possibly taking in the bad moments and fixing them how you would have wanted it to go. Just kind of basically reliving your past. But I don't know, that's one theory that I have. Okay, so now we're in the subway, and we're just gonna... It doesn't really matter where you go in the subway, you just kind of have to... Well, actually, it does. Scratch that. So, forget what I said. It does matter where you go. You have to find the blood stain and follow the blood stain, and just keep following the blood stain until all the fog goes away. You have to do that. If you don't do that, the fog will never go away, actually. So another thing I wanted to tell you guys is kind of like how you saw that the hammer appeared in a different place from part 2. The gun that you find in the locker sometimes does not spawn in the locker. It spawns near the bag, and this is the same bag that you see when you do that robbery scene or whatever with whoever guy that was, when you're robbing that pawn shop. The gun that you use appears in the bag. So, but it didn't do that this time. Now, I think that happens probably. Weapons change places in the game probably 20% of the time, maybe. But one thing I neglected to do when I touched this screen is, you guys said that it says they are here. You have to turn around. You have to, like, if it doesn't work the first time, you have to touch the screen a second time. And you turn around and you see this ghost figure standing behind you, and I have no idea who this guy is. He kind of looks like Simon from Cry of Fear, but I mean, I don't know. I guess anybody says that about a guy standing around in a hood. I mean, he does have a hoodie on, but I really don't know who this guy is. He doesn't hurt you, though. You can actually just walk right over him, and he's just like a shadow. He doesn't really do anything to you, so... But he is kind of creepy, and it's kind of like, I guess you could call it an Easter egg, or I don't really know. He's kind of shaped like Simon. I think that's Simon, so I don't really know. Maybe it's an Easter egg, maybe it isn't. But anyway, that's one thing that I found. Actually, that's the only extra thing I found in the subway. So we're gonna head down and where we usually go. And blah blah blah. We read the note. We get the gun. Now another thing I did just to test things out. I don't need to use the ammunition. It may be useful. It doesn't allow you to empty the gun because, like, I can't fire the gun anymore. The gun is pretty much empty, or at least it's almost empty. But I think it saves you a shot, one shot for the door. It saves you a shot for the door, and it still saves you a bullet to shoot yourself in the head. Because my theory is if I empty the gun beforehand, like maybe I can't kill myself when the ghost arrives, and maybe I'll live or something, but it doesn't work. The game doesn't allow you to do that, but it was just kind of something I thought I would try, but it didn't work, so... you can fire the gun, and I've tried firing at the shadowy figure, and you can't kill it. You can't make it disappear, but it doesn't hurt you, so... And I guess another reason why I think the shadow dude in the middle of the subway might be Simon is because a lot of the ghosts in the game seem to be transparent and gray. Like, they have a lot more detail to them, and that particular figure is completely different from all the other ghosts in the game. And it has a hoodie, and it's standing in the middle of the subway, and it's kind of hanging his head over a little bit, kind of like Simon does. And I don't know, I obviously can't talk to the creator because I'm not Russian, but I happen to think that might be an Easter egg in the game. I'm not sure. So this will take us to the fourth memory sequence, or the third. I don't know. So anyway, this is the robbery. Now there's an extra thing you could do in the robbery that I don't know if very many people have caught, but if you look at it says the pawnbroker is seriously injured. If you look at the phone right away, and it doesn't tell you to hit E, but if you hit E, you can make an anonymous call to the ambulance. So you have to wait for the phone to ring, and you hear them, the emergency pickup, and then you can leave. So that's basically your good deed for the day. And you grab the bag like your compadre tells you to do. You block the door, and then you read this note that says, "Every second, every breath, there is another chance not to squander life." So, which I kind of think a lot of these memories and a lot of the dream sequences in the game kind of are in that vein of thought. That you really shouldn't waste any opportunity to do something right, I guess, or to right the wrongs, or I don't know. That's it seems to be the same theme of the game itself, actually, that note. Also, in case you're wondering, it doesn't really matter if the guy, your robbery partner, gets a shot off. As long as you attempt to stop him, it counts good toward the ending of the game, or it gives you a point. So, now this part is a pain in the butt. It is still a pain in the butt for me as many times as I played this game. There's only one time that I've actually gotten through this part without actually dying. Or I should say, there's only one time I've gotten through this part without actually having to start over. And Ah! So, I don't know. Can I go through here? I guess I just have to... Nah, this guy's gonna get me. Okay, I made it. So, there's actually 2 points that you can hide in that part. Like, you have to... You basically get junked the first 4 cages that you go through. And then there's that zigzag area that I talked to you guys about in part 2. And that last guy before the tarp... the cell next to him is actually empty, and you can run inside it as he tries to grab you, and that kind of gives you 2 chances to make it through without taking any more damage. But you actually get hit 2 to 4 times, I think, like every single time you play it, and you basically only get 1 hit left toward the end, and it's up to you to try to make it through without passing out. So I don't know. I still think that sequence is a little bit too hard. And, I mean, my only advice to I think, again, what's his name? Sergey something? I know his name's in the description, but, you know, I think he made a beautiful game. He really did. And, but that one scene with the cages would be my only nitpick about the game. Is I think if he just made that game that part of the game just a little bit more forgiving, I think the game would be perfect. But I mean, as it is, like the only reason I was able to go through that in one shot is because I played this game that many times. I'm not even joking about how many times I've played this game. So anyway, continuing to sweat like a pig, I'm going to go through this part of the train. Now, there is something in this part of the train that I missed. I don't know if anyone's found this, but as soon as you get to the part where you see something drop from the ceiling, you need to look to your right, and there's a bouquet of flowers next to a bunch of pictures. Those pictures obviously look like the ones that were hanging on the wall when you went to in the family room in the house sequence. Now you need those flowers because the next memory sequence is going to take us to the graveyard when we visit the graves. And if you get the flowers from the train, you take them with you into the memory sequence, and you get to put flowers on your wife's grave. Which I didn't know about that until I think I figured that out maybe the 4th or 5th time I played it. I don't know. But like I've been saying, I've been playing this game for a very, very long time. And there's not many games that I would play over and over again, but this one I think this game was worth it to be able to show you guys everything in the game, everything that the creator put in the game. So it was worth the effort to me. So if you get those flowers, you get this extra sequence. I believe that's your wife. That's my understanding. I could be wrong, but... And it does give you a chance to read the letter, which I think says, this feeling that's tearing me to pieces, the feeling that nothing will be the same with others, like maybe other women. I look back and I don't want to change anything, everything that he has no regrets about being with her, basically. And he feels like nothing will ever be the same with any other woman, and he only loves her. That's how I interpret that letter. So he misses his wife. And this part, I'm kind of going out on a limb with this. There's nothing really here to tell me that, but this part of the train is kind of filled with like hospital equipment, and I think that is because he probably went to the hospital a bunch of times before his wife died and passed away. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, this is one of the parts that counts heavily toward the end of the game, and I missed it last time because my microphone was actually, well, I have a new setup now, but the way my microphone was positioned before, it was actually blocking part of the screen for me, and that's still painful to watch. But I couldn't see the part where it told me to pull the passenger from the vehicle. But yeah, stopping your partner from shooting at the cops, pulling the passenger from the vehicle, and saving the girl on the subway, those 3 incidences count. Whoops. So yeah, gotta make sure to press the E button. These 3 incidents count toward your good ending of the game. Anything else you do really doesn't count, at least as far as I understand. But they are cool extras if you want to check them out or whatever. So I'm basically just showing you guys everything that's in the game. Or everything that I've been able to discover. I don't know, maybe other people have discovered other things, I'm not sure, but I think I've seen pretty much everything in this game because I've played it so much. So, anyways, another thing I've noticed is, and that's another thing that, oh god, I gotta adjust the camera. The guy's going crazy. So, another thing I noticed, if you're on your way to the good ending, maybe you guys might notice already, this hallway is very well lit. It wasn't well lit when in part 2. It was a lot darker than this. And you could barely see the doors, and there wasn't any ghost beings running through the walls or anything like that. But it was definitely a lot darker than this, and not all the lamps on the ceiling were lit. Other than that, it's pretty much the same deal. The hallway keeps extending, and you have to run towards the door at the end of the hallway. But I could never see that door, and this just looked like a hallway of blackness. That's how dark it was when I played it, when I was on my way to the bad ending. But since I'm headed towards the good ending, this hallway is lit more. You still run into the scary face, though. I don't know why you run into the scary face. But this is the main difference that you will notice. Like when I emerged from the hallway last time, the train is shrouded in darkness, and there's like hints of red and flame beneath you. But now well, the atmosphere is very like ghostly and ethereal. There's a lot of light. I mean, the train is still messed up. The train is still falling apart, but like it's a much brighter environment than the last playthrough, and you'll notice that. So if you make it to the end of the train and everything is light, you know you did good. If you're surrounded by darkness still, then you're gonna get the bad ending. So that's how you know. And it's pretty much the same deal. We gotta wade through the water, and we gotta get through that other water part without drowning. But the main difference, I guess, if some of you have seen Markiplier's playthrough or other playthroughs of this game, or people who've gotten the good ending, you already know that it's just water that comes through. You don't get the blood that I got through on the last time. And the train does begin to sink, though. It's pretty much the same deal. You gotta try to stay afloat, look up top, and just keep moving forward until you get out of the water. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm like still drowning. I don't even know. Okay, I think I'm good. Yeah, we're out of the worst part of it, so we're still wading in deep. We can't move fast yet, but we're out of the bad part. So yeah, that's the main difference. Is it's just water, no blood. Lots of light. You can see more, though. You'll notice, like, there's other trains. You'll see other trains in the distance, and you can basically see more of what's around you. in this ending. And I'm not really sure whether the music's the same. Oh, and instead of being red, it's like a blue mist that's beneath you. And obviously the main character is hesitant to jump, but he looks to his side and he sees another guy in the same situation as him, jumping off the train, a different train, into the abyss. And so, instead of like last time, the main character was very hesitant to fall into the flaming pit, so he was holding on for dear life and then fell down when the train gave way. And then, when I first played it, I thought I was alive again after going through all that, but in actuality, this is probably your last memory. This is the last memory sequence that you have. This is your last moments before you die, basically. But you'll see what I mean. Well, like in the same thing happens in the sequence where you go to hell. Your last memory was on the bridge before you jump off, ending everything because you couldn't take it anymore. But in this sequence, you don't commit suicide because you pretty much lived a good life. And, you know, you made a few mistakes, but you did the right thing in the end. Also, if you look to the right through the window, at least to me, that kind of looks like the graveyard. So, this is the old man just after putting flowers on the grave of his wife, and he gets on the train to go home. And as he's waiting for the train to take off, he has a heart attack. But he passes away on the train, so that's why his last moments, or his last memories, or whatever, have a lot to do, or the train is integrated with them. So that doesn't really explain that other guy on the other train who jumps off. I'm assuming maybe that's another guy that passed away under similar circumstances, dealing with the same thing, or I really don't know. Or maybe that's just his own mind telling him to, hey, you should probably jump off now, or whatever. I really don't know. But as you can see, this is a much brighter, happier ending. The old man has passed away, but he's on the train, headed off into the bright blue sky, off to, you know, wherever, the afterlife. And, yeah. That's it, guys. And he got to give his beloved wife who passed away flowers before he passed away. So, I mean, he got to leave flowers on her grave before he passed away. So, I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, anyways, that is the good ending of Train. Also, that is everything in Train that you can interact with and do and experience. And I still think this is a great game. I do think the cage sequence needs to be a little bit easier, but I guess if you play the game a dozen times, you'll get good at it. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next time. And next time, well, not very soon, but soon, I will be playing Civet, which is that's Russian for light. I'm going to be playing the game that Sergey made before this one. So I will be playing his other game, and not very soon, but soon. So yeah, I hope to see you guys on that one. So as always, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Take care, guys. And kind of a walkthrough on how to get the perfect ending. And if you want to get the bad ending, just do everything opposite of what I'm doing. So yeah, but you guys have already seen me get the bad ending anyway. And there's only 2 endings in the game, because I've beaten this game every which way, and you only get 2 endings, good or bad. So let's do this. Let's play this game. I'm gonna try it. Like, I might skip ahead if some parts are boring or it gets dull or whatever, but yeah, I'm gonna try to beat this game in under 30 minutes. The video might be even less than that, because I'm gonna cut through all the stuff that you guys haven't seen, or at least nothing. If something's like not really pertinent to what I'm trying to explain, then you know, I'm not even gonna bother with it. So. And actually, like, I know I told you guys before that there's a bunch of things that you can interact with, and the main things, like, you can interact with this, and plays that song. And there's a little bit of significance to that song, actually, but I'll get back to that at a later time. So we checked. Oh, don't you freaking glitch on me, game! Don't you dare glitch on me. So we gotta check the game, or check the lock, so that we can bike, and we'll just get the ball, take the ball with us. Well, we can't take it all the way. And then we go to the first dream sequence. When I think I showed you guys everything in this dream sequence. Like, there's really nothing in here. Like, you interact with the you interact with this letter, and you can interact with the doll. But just like the doll, there's a bunch of things in the game that you can interact with that are not marked with X's, and some of them are kind of important. Well, I don't know how important they are to the story, but they do get the lockpick like last time. But I'm gonna do something different, because I've only seen one other YouTuber do this. I think Megamix did this, but I haven't seen any other YouTubers. Well, I haven't watched too many playthroughs on this game, but what I missed was, after you take the lock off with the lockpick, the lock actually drops on the floor, but you can pick it back up, and you need to have the lock in your possession for something else, in order to do something else. So you won't be able to do something without it. So we already played with that. Hey guys, it's Davosity, and we're back with Train. So last episode, on the second episode, I got the bad ending, but well, unbeknownst to you guys, I already beat this game and I got the good ending, but all my fraps footage or whatever was lost. So yay, this is like probably the 10th time I'm playing this game, so I don't even know. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys everything in the game, everything you can interact with, everything you can use, whatever. But this is gonna be a speed run.